They have to know things because they're older than us.
It's good if she teaches us new things because that's the thing about school. You need to learn different kind of things.
All the teachers go to Miss Alexander's office and she tells them what to do in the class.
The traditional model of CPD is, right, one person stands at the front, tells everyone this is how you do it, and then all of a sudden it becomes part of embedded practice. What I'd found is that that didn't work. There has to be some form of experimentation and inquiry that comes before that.
So Colgrave Primary invested in inquiry-based CPD. These 4 teachers set out to answer 4 questions about assessment for learning, as a way of developing school policy and their own practice.
Developing teachers' capacity to improve, which inquiry-based learning does, is going to have a far bigger impact on professional development than any courses or insets which are designed for short-term progress. What we had the opportunity to do was select teachers across the school. And what we were saying is we were going to experiment, we were going to look at different aspects of assessment for learning, we were going to ask questions of different aspects and use our children to pilot those aspects and then come together as a discussion group to filter that information and decide how it was going.
In the distance, there was this idea of producing some sort of policy, and the idea that our ideas and findings would then be put into that policy.
The work Nicole did was about learning objectives and target setting and success criteria.
Our 3 main targets for today are to write in the present tense. We've done lots of practice on our present and past tense, haven't we? So we know how to do that. To use time connectives. Someone give me an example of a time connective.
At the beginning.
At the beginning, very good.
That.
That can't, yeah, after that. After that. After that, well done.
The question that was in my mind was how to move my children's learning forward in writing through setting targets. I had been interested in the work of Ros Wilson. She's done a lot of work in schools where the children have been struggling with writing, and she's had results pretty quickly. And then I discovered that one of the schools that she describes in one of her books that I bought is actually a Newham school, Gainsborough Primary. So I went to that school. So I was then able to talk to the teacher about how they'd use target setting across the school to move the children's learning on. So then I took kind of some of those ideas and brought them back into class.
Make it well done. We always use targets to try to figure out good words to describe our objects.
I think we need them because some people don't really understand, or when they're stuck, they need them so they know what they're really doing.
What Coolvan did was he provided us with time, and he provided us with a purpose, so there was an overall objective that we were all aiming for.
In year 1, Sabia asked the questions, how would a learning journal develop children's understanding of how they learn to underpin what she was doing in the classroom?
Do you remember what this is? Yeah. What's that? Our learning book. Today, write or draw something that you are pleased to be learning about. Well, it all started actually with a parents' evening that I had with a parent that came to me and I said, what does my child learn in school? Because the typical answer when they come home is, what did you do in school today? I didn't do anything. Nothing. And so it was kind of frustrating for me as a teacher because we do lots of things the whole day. So I wanted really for them to understand what we were doing. So what are you pleased about, Zahir? About drawing. Yeah, you're really good at it, aren't you? So do you want to draw us a picture of that?
Sabia, she chose the learning journal. It was my role to support her. So I provided advice, I provided relevant reading. Beyond that, she drove it herself.
I ask a lot of personal, social kinds of questions with them, like how are you feeling today? Yeah. Or what did you find difficult? Questions like that, because I find they respond more to things like that. Because then I get, I like this, I like that.
Yeah, because it was getting the same things every time.
Yeah, a bit boring, yeah. So I still kind of ask those types of questions.
So it's made a difference?
Yeah, definitely.
I like to play on the computer. I drew me basketball because I like playing basketball. I'm learning about being friendly with my friends.
This is really important for them at this age. They're just kind of getting a grasp of their feelings and things, so they're learning these types of skills, but they're also able to record and talk about their feelings and how they feel. What are you pleased about, Danny? I think it's important to start in an area where you're interested and to have somebody that kind of leads you on the way, that you have somebody on the background that's aware, you know, what you're doing in your classroom. I wouldn't have been able to honestly carry on this far if it hadn't been for Kulvarn pushing us kind of forward.
I think the limitations come when we have these managers or performance managers that prescribe what courses we need to go on. Oh, it's within, this is the plan of the school and you need to go. But the minute we take ownership of it, we become almost captains of our own ship.
Lando focused on relationships with children, particularly in the kind of, you know, socially deprived area that we work in.
Okay guys, what we're going to do this morning, Year 6s, we're going to look at your revision timetables and we're going to see the comments that your parents made. I wanted to know the impact of parent or parental involvement in children's learning. I found that coming from a context of South Africa, we didn't involve our parents as much. And that was one thing that I thought would make my practice so much richer if that was my inquiry. We're going to look at the revision timetable that you had, that we did in ICT, and then we're going to look at the adaptations that our parents gave and that they suggested to us, and we're going to see if we can make a concrete timetable for SATS revision. Does that make sense?
Science, I'm like kind of like a bit weak on. My literacy, I'm okay, and my maths, I'm trying to improve. I do my science revision at 4:30 to 5:30, and my computer times is 6:30 to 7.
We need to revise a lot so you could get like level 5s.
But at the same time, we do want free time as well.
What was the main differences that Mum made?
The dinner.
The dinner and the bathing time. Okay. And then she's put in some family time here, hasn't she? Okay. What do you guys do in family time?
Sometimes we watch TV.
Chat.
We chat.
Yeah.
During the week, I got mosque in it. So then after, Mum said that you got 1 or 2 evenings that I got like 30 minutes.
So you go to mosque every night?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lando wanted to change the world and was talking about partnerships across the world and global teaching. And to justify the work that we were doing in that project, what we had to do was actually say, well, no, Lando, we need to have a focus. So with Lando, it was really a big job of reining him in and keeping him focused.
That's all Kulvarn kept us. We kept on going back. Okay, you're going down this line. What is our purpose? And that's all that he did. He kept on questioning, what is your purpose? What do you want to find out? Can we think of the things that are absolutely unhelpful, Letitia?
When your baby sister or brother keeps coming on to you.
Siblings interrupting. Anything else?
The TV's on because my mum's watching it, so it's a bit difficult watching good TV shows and trying to do my work at the same time.
He kept on saying to us, what are we preparing children for? And I think that was the deeper question. Are we preparing children just for the now? Or are we giving them skills that they can take out of the experience in primary school? You're going to enter into a contract between you and your parents. And you're going to say, okay, I've made this decision to do my best because Mum, Dad, you're supporting me. But if I do this, here are the conditions. And I know you want a PS3, but be realistic. You know what your parents can afford because you're old enough now. I think I did come out with an answer to my question. Parents need to go back to their role and realize that they are responsible for those children's destinies almost.
What I wanted Katie to look at is probably the most complex aspect of assessment for learning, peer assessment.
So we've photocopied a piece of this work, and William's very kindly let us use his piece of work, and his work has our marking code on it. So you will see triangles. What's a triangle mean? Tanula?
Wrong punctuation.
The wrong punctuation. What about if you see something that's underlined?
A wrong spelling.
A wrong spelling. Brilliant. I think all of us, in our own way, chose something that was proving to be a problem or you know, something that we thought, I'd really like that to be better. With your partner, go through the work and you are going to put in the corrections for William to help him. Even though you're not William's teacher, you would be able to help him look at his work, mark his work and give it back to him to help him with his edit. Did he put something in that we didn't need? Did he use the wrong word? And did anybody think, you know what, he did something really good on that line and he should have got a bit more of a tick or 2 ticks because something was excellent?
Something. Oh yeah, he spelled it wrong, innit?
Once they get to year 5, they really need to start looking at their own work, self-assessing, peer assessing, which is something that also did as part of my research, and looking and making it better for themselves.
We've got the circle, the triangle, and the brackets and stuff. The code is for wrong spellings and all the other mistakes that you do.
She needed something visual for her children, so she developed a visual code and marking system that the children use to mark each other's writing, and that again has been transferred. And if we're talking about impact, that practice in that classroom has now informed practice across the school.
Where it says, did you shoot him? Then it did a question mark, so that means you don't need a full stop. Then you have to do a capital letter.
Absolutely. Abraham, he's able to look at his friend's work and he's able to see that he's missed something, okay? And that's what we've written up here. It says, I'm successful if I can identify mistakes in my friend's work. We're going to help him so that when he edits his work, he can make it better. Now, this piece of writing, I haven't marked at all, okay? And you and your partner are going to decide how you're going to mark it. So you should be talking to your partner now and deciding the best way. Tuesday. What's wrong with Tuesday?
I'm using marking code because I think it's easier to do because it's inside our books.
It's not a new idea. Like, lots of schools use marking codes, and it's not something, you know, revolutionary. It's probably similar to other things, but it was something that we didn't have here at Coldgrave. It's not in our policy, and it was something that I felt the children needed more structure with. How else might we mark things?
We would tick it.
We could tick it. That could show that something's good.
The colour code.
You would like a colour code for your writing.
Comments about.
So you like me to write something personal to you?
I like when the whole class helps to mark it, because sometimes people might laugh, but you know inside that it's all right.
They realise that it's about their learning and they want to get better. Most of them have a quite good attitude to, they want to improve their work. They don't want it to be, you know, they want to move forward. They want to improve their levels. They want to, you know, be better writers or readers. And most of them are quite engaged with their learning. So it's good to use that.
I think it's a continuous learning thing, and if I ever stop learning and say that I don't want to learn anymore, then I think I'll have to probably leave the profession, because I do want to continue going on.
I think teaching it as a profession requires that of you. You know, you try something, it doesn't work, you try something else, it doesn't work, you try something else. You know, so you're inquiring all the time anyway.
Every teacher is responsible for their own CPD. I think every teacher has the capacity and the know-how to determine what they want to make their practice better.
If we want our children to be learners, then they need to be creative and they need to have the opportunity to take risks. And if we want our staff to be learners, we need to enable them to do the same thing. So that was key.